I was a normal, regular kid. I loved to do theater, I loved soccer and cheerleading.
Hope was filled with innocence, joy, and ambition.
When I was 14, my whole life changed.
My daughter Hope was kidnapped by sex traffickers. Hope was forced into prostitution.
It all started because I posted on a social media site that I hated my mother. A woman messaged me back telling me that I could go stay with her and we'd go partying. She showed up within the next 45 minutes and I was gone.
The suspects target girls who post comments about a negative home life on social media sites and chat rooms.
The 14-year-olds, oh, I hate my mom, she doesn't understand me. I can't wait to get out of here.
That's how police say William Jacobs and Shayla Williams met a young North Texas victim who was just 14 years old.
I walked into the motel room. I see a man sitting in the corner. The first thing that came out of his mouth was, "Take off your clothes so we can take these pictures." And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take my clothes off. He said, "So you wanna do this the hard way?" He hit me a couple times and after that I was out like a light. I woke up in the closet. The closet that I was in was about the size of me right here. After they took me out the closet, they took crushed up pills and they forced them down my throat. After they force fed me pills, I would try to move my body, but I couldn't pick myself up. They made me feel catatonic. After they drugged me, I had my first client.
Hope says she knew if she wanted to make it, she had to find a way to cope.
In order to survive my kidnapping, I had to create an alter ego. They told me that my name wasn't Hope anymore, it was Sophia. So that's the name that I took on. Sophia is the girl that walks with her head high. She was the one who dealt with all the clients and the Johns and the beatings. When I was with the traffickers, they never fed me. My source of food would be picking it out of the trash, drinking the water from the faucet. I bit my nails a lot. One time I was taking a shower and he busted it open and beat me with the belt because I locked the door.
The couple is accused of trafficking the teen in 8 different states in only a 3-week period.
The traffickers made me sleep with men in each state. Over 20 men a day. I could never be Hope again after that. I was never going to be the same girl.
I was born in Milwaukee, and when I was about 8, my mom moved my sister and I to the suburbs around the Hartford area. When I look at this picture of myself, I see a happy little girl that had all of the normal things that children had, normal birthday parties with lots of friends and people all around and everything happy and cheery. I think, yeah, to the outside world, we looked like a normal American family.
I always felt that living in the suburbs was, if you lived in the suburbs, you lived a Lifetime movie, perfect life type of thing. Little did I know that I actually threw my daughter right into the fire.
I met a guy my junior year of high school and I thought he was it. Like, I thought he was super cool and was going to be my knight in shining armor. And little did I know he was into drugs. He was into the drug scene. But I persisted anyways, and I stayed in it, and sure enough, it wasn't long before I started doing those very drugs with him.
My sister started dating this boy, and she was crazy about him, and for the first time, she started to lie. And it were just very small things about, you know, where she was and who she was with, and it was like, well, that's not typical of her. Why would she be doing that? And so that kind of really stood out to us, and it was just very simple things.
I had met my trafficker, my drug dealer, through another female. She wanted to be my friend. She wanted to help me, and at the time I really needed somebody. I needed a shoulder to lean on, and she was that. Little did I know she had been watching me for months.
They were getting to know her. They were, you know, finding out information about her family, her friends, what she liked to do, what her insecurities were. They were her people for 2 years.
And my drug dealer kept saying, "Come stay with me. I'm gonna make your life better." He sold me the American dream and I bought it. I was in need of somebody saving me. I thought I needed saving. So by the time I got to his house, had him pick me up, He took my identification and social security card. He had everything. You know, he promised me, you know, just little things like going shopping to get a new wardrobe or, you know, a car or my tickets paid off. You know, things girls around my age needed.
They saw her vulnerabilities and they also gathered information to use against her.
I didn't have a lot of personal items, but I always had pictures of my nephews. So when somebody holds a loaded gun to your head and you say, you do what I'm telling you to do or I'm gonna kill your loved ones, you do it. So that's how it happened. He had the phone, so he would take the calls. You know, a lot of this was done through text message. A lot was done through apps, through various sites, and through a touch of a button on his phone, he sold me to the highest bidder. More often than not, it was men on their way to work with their families at home, or men on Sundays, you know, and they drop their wife and kids off at church. It is men you would never think about. Your CEOs, your businessmen, your soccer dads, cops, politicians, priests, you name it, I've probably come across it, and if I haven't, I know somebody that has.
When Em disappeared, it was actually on my birthday. She had called me to wish me a happy birthday, and then she told me that she had gotten a job to be a nanny in St. Louis, and she was going down there. And the whole thing just didn't set right with me. So I told her how I felt, and then we hung up. And then a few minutes later, a gentleman called and kind of read me the riot act and told me I was never going to see my daughter again. And then I lost it, and I just felt like the life was sucked right out of me. I felt so helpless.
So I spent about 7 hours at the police department, and I sat down with a few detectives there who enlightened me to this whole other world that I was completely naive about. There's this website called backpages.com where the police officer told me you can order a woman faster than you can order a pizza. You know, I kind of gave him a description, and it took a few hours, you know, of them searching and me searching, and we found an ad for my sister for sale. They had dyed her hair red, and there was a number on there. And so from there, we Google searched that number and found that she was listed on about 20 other websites for sale.
I had never even heard of Backpages, and here these women are being posted for sale, and there's the phone number, and that's the same number that's on my telephone from the caller ID. And I just like, oh my God, like, who does this?